Hello and welcome. My name is Jeffrey Kennedy and welcome to the very first episode of Elliott Wave Junctures. What we're going to be looking at today is a price chart of silver, and essentially what I want to talk to you about today is the fact that you do not have to begin a wave count at the origin of a price move. For example, if you saw this price chart of silver, you might be tempted to actually begin counting this interpretation or counting the price move to the upside at the actual December low. Well, you don't always have to do that. You can actually begin your wave count from a recognizable point of view. And what I mean by that is, for example, this price move right here certainly is where prices travel the farthest in the shortest amount of time. So you can actually identify this portion here as, say, wave 3, or possibly wave 3 of 3, or possibly even wave 3 of 3 of 3. So how are we actually going to work with this structure here? Well, I would probably begin at this extreme here and just simply count waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, call it 9 waves up. So here's actually a nice third wave price move. If that's indeed the case, then this would be waves 1, that's wave 2. This pullback here would be the 4 and 5 of this third wave move here. And if we go with that interpretation, then this would be a larger wave 1 followed by a wave 2. That identifies this extreme as a wave 3, and the subsequent pullback as a fourth wave move. Now, first of all, does that make sense? This is essentially the interpretation I'm looking at, or I just outlined here. This one right here, waves 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, pullback in 4. And so essentially what I'll be looking for here, or what the wave principle would actually call for, is that would be a counter trend move, i.e. a fourth wave pullback with a larger impulsive developing wave. So we would look for, say, a minimum target of the point where wave 5 equals the distance traveled in wave 1, and which would come in at, say, 36.23. So that would be this handle right here. Now in the short term, I want to look at the substructure here to make sure indeed the move to the downside is indeed counter trend move. And as you can see here, basis this interpretation, you can see that we have an A, triangle B to the downside. So that fits with the idea that we do indeed have a fourth wave pullback here in silver, and that we can look for silver to actually continue higher in that fifth wave move up again to that 36.23. So again, I think what's kind of cool about this price chart, well, two things. Number one, as you can see, we actually did push up and actually pushed beyond the point of 36.23 in silver. And again, I still like the idea that we began our wave count actually here at the greatest portion, or the move, or the price move where you saw that real distinct acceleration in prices, and we actually began working our way backward from this point and actually moving forward, and it worked out quite well in this instance. Now some of you might be thinking that, hey, this is a little bit after the fact and not relevant. Well, I disagree with that. First of all, number one, this is the kind of educational point that we're going to be talking about at Elliott Wave Junctures on a daily basis that we can actually apply on a daily basis moving forward. Number two, if you look at today's price charts, you'll find 2 or 3 price charts that were actually published or printed off on my computer right about here when silver was still trading below $34 an ounce, and that was around, say, February 20th or February 21st. So again, the lessons that we're going to be teaching, or I'm going to be teaching in Elliott Wave Junctures, are indeed relevant, and they are timely, and you will be able to apply them, not just today or tomorrow, but next week, next month, and next year. And that's what's going to be important about Elliott Wave Junctures. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you later this week.